right, we are back with
Jeanne from Ruczhak-Eckman.
and where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Coatsville, but I'm in Lancaster.
Okay. And what is the name of your business?
It's Therapeutic Thymes. It's a magazine. Technically, this is just Therapeutic Thymes.
You're good. We're good? Okay. All right. Therapeutic Times magazine. Okay. And how long, what is your role in the magazine?
I am the owner, the founder, but right now I am the publisher and editor
And how long have you been doing this?
since May of 2016.
Now, what can people expect to find in this magazine?
Oh goodness! So we started out as an herbal, kind of like an herbal magazine. I went to an herb fair, saw a magazine there, didn't realize it was a sample, picked it up and went, really? No, I'm a journalist by trade.
Okay, that's
So-
good to know.
And I'm an aquarium. So I went, really? so I picked it up, I took it home. My husband had a copy as well. We picked it up. And it was probably like 2 hours later, I come downstairs with a mock-up of what I wanted to do. And he goes, wow, it only took you 2 hours.
Well, all right then.
Yeah. So from there it was born. And it was mostly herbs, herbal remedies, how to grow the herbs, things like that. And then I was doing herb fairs, and I found Mind, Body, Spirit shows, and I went, I think Illuminate might have been my first one.
Okay.
And I just went, oh my goodness, this is like, wow. And so a couple people asked me, could they advertise in the magazine? And I was like, oh, girl, I'm not ready for you yet. I don't think we're there. I'm like, so let's grow together. So
Okay.
now the magazine has grown a little bit, and some of them have advertised in it. And done well with it, but so now we just cover everything about getting back to the natural way of doing things. So my personal path has changed as well, and that's kind of the same way there. But so now we talk about herbs and gardening, but we also talk about crystals and Reiki and energy healing and tarot reading and oh my goodness, just everything.
All of it.
Shamanism,
All
everything.
things holistic.
All things holistic.
Perfect. Now, you said your personal journey has changed.
Yes.
You were, I like to say in a previous life, you were a publisher,
No, I meant spiritually. My life has changed.
right? So, what triggered that change?
The magazine.
The magazine, okay. So, would you like to share a little bit about how it's changed?
I grew up Irish Catholic,
Okay.
and then I converted to Orthodoxy when my kids were little. Ukrainian, because I'm Uk, and like you couldn't tell, right? And so I was one of those, every Sunday we had to go to church, we had to do this, we had to do that, and after my dad passed, and that was part of it too. I had the magazine, but then after my dad passed, I just kind of took a step back, and I was like, I need to rethink life a little bit. And so now I don't have a label right now. I'm still trying to find my path.
Okay.
So I dabble in this and that, trying to figure out where I'm going. And so it just kind of, my daughter is, if you're ever at a show, you'll see her with me, usually, if it's somewhat close to us. She's a Nordic pagan. I have no clue how she got on that path. But
All right.
so she's teaching me now as we do different things.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm just kind of like finding myself.
It's beautiful.
It is.
It's a beautiful thing.
And I'm at that point where the one thing really nice about being an old lady is I don't care what people think. I'm like, I'm me. Take it or leave it.
And that's where you have to be.
Exactly.
When you're in that journey of self-discovery, you can't care what other people are thinking because
Yeah.
you're just finding yourself.
Yeah.
Perfect. So what is it you're offering here at the expo?
Well, we have our magazine. The fall one that you showed was our current issue.
And sunflowers are my absolute favorite flower.
Oh, nice.
just saying.
And that's your copy, by the way.
Thank you.
So you may go over and pick one you'd like. So we have the magazines here. We have the current issues. We have back issues. We also sell subscriptions. We're doing a free mug with every subscription.
Okay.
We publish 4 times a year, so they coincide with the seasons.
Nice.
And I think that's all we have today.
And what would that cost, a subscription?
A subscription's just $20.
Excellent.
And we're also doing a show in July down in Lancaster. And so while I'm not pushing it from the tables, a lot of the vendors already know about it. So that'll be something else we're doing here today. We have some vendors that will be returning, that today's the last day for them to come in with their discount. And some new vendors that are picking up their forms and,
You mean you're doing a holistic show of your
Yes,
own?
Yes.
Oh, well, tell more about that.
So it's called Midsummer Holistic Expo.
Okay.
And this July was our first year. It was supposed to be last year.
Uh-huh.
And then, COVID
Yes.
in the world
Shut
shut down.
up.
But so this year it was great. We took over the Lancaster Farm and Home Center. We had people inside, we had people outside, we had outside vendors. It was a 2-day event. We also had a food truck. We had speakers. We had a nice little vendor room where the vendors could go in and chill out and eat and drink and whatever.
Very nice.
But I had security on site, so inside it wasn't too bad. When we left, the doors locked, no brainer.
Right.
But for the outside vendors, I hired the constables for Lancaster County.
Oh, nice.
And they came out and they watched they stayed with the money box during the day, at the entrance, and then at night they patrolled the area.
Took
So,
care of the outside
yeah.
vendors. That's great.
Yeah, and what a relief. I didn't have to
Fantastic.
worry about it.
Yeah.
My insurance guy went, "I love you."
Thank you so much.
Yes, exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
so next year it'll be July 9th and 10th.
July 9th and 10th. Now, if
We'd
somebody
love to
wanted
have
to...
you.
Oh, we'll have to mark it on the calendar. We'll be in touch. So, if somebody wants to vend there,
Okay.
how
So
can they get in touch with you?
Our email is info@therapeutictimes.com, and Thymes is spelled like the herb. So it's therapeutic, and it took me forever to learn how to spell that word.
It's still a challenge for me.
Yeah, thank God for spell checks. And Thymes is THYMES.
Okay. So, if someone is interested in attending, what does it cost to get in?
So last year it was $5 across the board. If you wanted to come Saturday, it was $5. Sunday was $5. We had a keynote speaker last year, and it was $5 to hear. It was Eagle Skyfire.
Okay.
And we had $5 to come here, hear her talk too. Next year, nobody has stepped up and asked to be a keynote. I haven't found anybody that I've been like, "Oh, girl, you need to come," or
Gotcha.
"Sir, you need to come,"
Right.
whatever. But so I don't have one lined up yet this year. So that's kind of still flexible.
Okay.
But, yeah.
All right.
We also had a show sponsor last year, Marlon Peters. I don't know if you interviewed him yet.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
We love him.
He's great. So with tensorring.com, he came. He was our sponsor. And so simply that just meant he got a little extra advertising, a little, woohoo, Marlon's here. And in exchange, he paid a little bit more than just his booth.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
All right.
So we have that open as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I got a lot of questions swirling around in my head. Good. Yeah. Interesting. So, with the past 21 months
Okay.
being such a challenge, one of those questions floating around in my head is, do you have an online version of your magazine?
We do not.
Okay.
We have a website. Obviously, we have Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram, Pinterest. And I have to be honest, I don't keep up with all of them as much as I should because that's just exhausting.
That's a lot.
We also have a Twitch. We haven't gone live with that yet, but my administrative assistant Mary will be doing that one.
Okay.
She's young. She's of that age bracket, and I went, "Girl, you go."
That's all
That's
yours.
you.
Perfect. Okay.
So she'll be doing that for us. And kind of similar to what you're doing with the interviews on I assume this is Facebook Live, right? I
It
probably
is.
should have asked you.
It is.
So
Although the Wi-Fi in here is challenging.
it is.
So
yes.
we actually, the past couple of videos we're recording and then loading because live kept booting people off.
You know what I did? I just hotspotted.
That's what we're doing too.
Yeah.
So,
And it worked fine.
yeah.
But so yeah, it's just the last 21 months have been interesting.
Now, do you have any words of wisdom or anything that you've learned that you would like to share with our audience?
Just don't be hard on yourself. Just open up and find that person you trust, because you really have to find your own tribe and kind of, my toughest part is I get depressed very easily. You'll never know because I fake it so much. But a true Aquarian, I am either very, very high or very, very low. And and usually if I'm very low, I just won't come. I won't go out. I won't, I
don't
suppress to
engage.
myself. I know better.
Right.
But you know, my tribe knows how I feel and how I'm feeling, and every once in a while I get these phone calls, girl, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, I was drinking. What are you doing? Yeah. I'm Russian, I'm drinking, you know? But yeah, so just be true to yourself, and you know, find those who walk the same path, or the path that you want to walk.
Right.
You know, because some of the people that I would put in my tribe category, I'm nowhere near where they are. But you know, you have to have someone to emulate. So
Well, they help guide the way.
exactly.
You know, absolutely. Well,
So
thank
maybe
you.
I can guide somebody else.
Absolutely, I'm sure you can. I'm sure you already have, and you are. So, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's funny, we're going to laugh about it now, but the very first show Jen and I did like this was an Etheric Connections show. And I looked at the magazine and I said to her, I was like, how have we not met before? And she was like, actually, we have. You passed by me like 7 times and didn't ask to interview me. That was our first show. We were running around like crazy, just grabbing people as they were available. And she always had somebody at her booth. So, we're sorry we missed you then, but we are very glad we got you now.
Yes.
So,
Likewise.
thanks for joining
Thank
us.
you so much. Thank you.